Get one for good behavior.
No, he gets none for
My
no
snack
behavior.
was confiscated, if everyone needs to know.
Yeah, because this is green room, and even though it's like,
All right, we're on the mic.
so I
No
think all
water.
right, only one rule in the green room.
No eating.
Well, no stupid shit on the mic that like fucks the mic up, which would include eating, chomping, chewing gum, slurping, cracking beers into the fucking mic, splash zone
Like
into
actually
shit.
on the mic, yeah.
Because you've done that. You got the foam on the foam.
It's like a christening.
Oh yeah, we're live.
We are live.
There you go.
In the green room.
Yeah, but dude, I was all right. So
With
we were
your
just,
hosts?
dude. There aren't any hosts right now. I'm not hosting shit. This is not. You always say this isn't a real show. I think this is the real show, which is why we don't fucking intro, because we are the Wu-Tang of talk shows. That's what the green room is. We don't do the standard set. Like, we don't do fucking choruses and shit. We just get right into it. We get real and raw.
Wait, man, you're dropping F-bombs and all kinds of...
It's green room. We do what we want. But anyways, no. So I was just telling Gemini.
Emphasis. What? Yeah.
I'm catching JD up. So tonight's ITY, once we record it and produce it, will be...
And it airs, so that's...
Well, yeah, and then airs once it physically airs. But us recording it will be episode number 52 of being on the radio show. So it's like that's 1 year. So that'll be the culmination of our first year of doing.
That's a full deck.
Yeah, doing DIM, man.
52.
That's what I'm saying. So then we'll have to start fucking series 4 at that point. Series 4, bro. Jesus, dude. Like we've already been at this for like, because we were doing this before we got on the radio.
Yeah.
But by production wise for almost like half a year. And then, like half a year, because we started in like November of what the fuck? 2021? No. 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I'm fucking old. You can't take my stuff. I'm too old. But yeah, no. So then, all right. Yeah.
When I come up, it'll be a year since I was up last time.
Oh, yeah. She'll have to have a separate birthday.
Wait, you would argue that you don't know. No, I'm still trying to
Lovely.
I'm still trying to grab. It has not been a year since you've been up here.
No.
No. Since I have been up there, yeah.
Oh.
But a part of this, no.
Right.
I was a spectator last time I was in visiting.
And asleep.
Well, no, you've been here since.
Just kidding. No. Yeah.
Yeah, you've been here since then. But yeah. No, that's why I was like, wait a minute. No, because I remember because you introduced the whole pineapple, garlic, black olive pizza thing, which, by the way,
that was Christmas.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So that was only a few months ago.
But last May,
correct. Yeah.
For Ken's birthday last year.
I remember because that's when you took those pictures, which is what we've been using for a while for like the YouTube and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Which you did our. I know, I'm like trying to get like. There you go. But you also did our other picture, our new one with the fucking two old ladies pointing up and says, "I'm telling dude, that shit's dope." I'm telling you, that's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt right there.
It's spot on.
We need to bang them shits out until we get hit with like a copyright fucking cease and desist, and then we
cornflakes.
And then we talk like, all right, how much money you guys want? Let's fucking.
Would you like some cornflakes?
Let's lease this fucking this image. But yeah, so fucking all right. But yeah, so
you in a
year and a half,
bomb, man. What the?
It's green room. Kiss my ass. So year and a half, man. A year and a half of recording and producing this. That's crazy to think about. This is already a year and a half.
This for the rest of your life? Would you want to do this for the rest of your life?
All right. So I actually had this thought experiment the other day. Well, no, like the whole like, all right, so you win.
Like, what if we make it, man?
No. So what if you win the lottery? Like, right? Like money's no longer object. So
that's probably a better chance, but.
But that's the thought experiment that I played.
Right.
So put it out there. I win, $179 million, right? Some like ridiculous jackpot. Never have to worry about money for the rest of my life. If I'm smart, take it as like the lump sum and start investing, doing this, that, and the other. Like, play it really smart. And
179, which is 17, your favorite number, and 9, the king of all numbers.
Well, actually, it's $179,600,000 is what I keep putting out there. No, so I even
It's very specific.
Well, it is because I even made myself a check and like I wrote it to myself for my future
For that amount.
for $179,600,000. And it's because 719
One penny.
or 719, which is actually like that's my birthday, is also it's like I don't know, it's my number. Combinations thereof, it's crazy. Like I see them all over the place. Most specifically, 719 and 6 is always been like that one just comes up constantly for me. Like even more than 9/11 used to when I was younger.
That's the number that would have to hit then.
Well, that's the number. So it's like, I would win the jackpot of like, say 380 million or something. And I take it as a lump sum where it's like, I'm not taking it over 20 years. I'm not taking an annuity. Give me now. All taxes, everything, boom, chop it in half, like blah, whatever. Give me a check.
I'll pay my taxes.
It'd be approximately like 179,600,000.
This is given a lot of thought here. This has been well planned out.
Well, but I'm also projecting this into the universe. Like,
well, yeah, and you're supposed to make it a very vivid picture.
Oh yeah, so that's why I made a full. And I mean, dude, the check looks legit. Where it's got the texture, it's got all the different lines. I even put in like the fake numbers. I mean, it's a bigger size. It's freaking like a double the size of a standard check. So it's it's obviously fake as can be, but it's got as much of those components to give it that authentic rendering. So when you look at it, it's just like. That's a check for $179,600,000. It's part of my vision board kind of a thing. Anyways, thought experiment. Win the lottery, all this money, never have to worry about it again. Everything's cool. We're all good to go. Would I continue to do this? Because now it's like, hey, with your life, with the fact that you don't have to work, right? You don't have to earn money to do what you're doing. What would you do with your life? So now it's like, what would you do for the rest of your life for free because you just love it that much?
Well, that's what they always said. Like when you're looking for a job, when you're a kid and they want you to think about like what you want to do for the rest of your life. It's like, well, if money was no object is always the question, but people always stumble over that. And it basically means it's like, if you didn't have to worry about making money, like, oh, that only earns 28 grand. I'm not even going to think about that. No, if it's something you love doing, what would you want to do? Like if money was no object.
Yeah, so I would do radio station. I would still golf. I'd still hang out with my family. Like I would still literally be doing all the things that I'm currently doing. Because even with the beer stuff, man, I would like buy into the company or fucking buy them out. I don't give a shit, whatever. You got that money. I'd be hooking my people up left and right, making jobs like.
Dude, all I'm saying is, if that happens, just, make me the head brewer. I'm the brewmaster. Bro,
you're going to be doing the radio show.
I'll be doing that too.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So now, like, because here's the deal. Like, for real, if legit had that kind of money.
Because then we can promote our own stuff.
So here's the deal. Like, I would structure it all out, like all these different companies so that everything's kind of working with one another. So that everybody's making good money doing the stuff they love and it all kind of supports itself. Because then I could legit take a small chunk of, that massive amount, like 30 million or something, and do an endowment for a nonprofit production company, which would own all of like the broadcasting stations, whatever else. So you could use that as like startup funds as well as a reoccurring annual endowment coming payment wise, where it's like, this is your, next year's budget without having to really do a lot of freaking, fundraising and whatnot, which as a nonprofit we would have to, and that's the thing is as we would do that kind of stuff and the money can get, generated this way and that, like, then we could use that money from the endowment and stuff to buy like more stations or better studios or, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, dude, I've been getting this a lot of thoughts. So yeah, I'd still do this shit. I'd still be golfing.
Maybe like go into like some kind of collab with Adam or.
I mean, at that point, yeah.
Probably, right? I mean, just...
Well, because, all right, again, going into that aspect, man, I'd want him to be the fucking, the station manager.
That's kind of where he's at, though. I mean, right? I mean,
he's on that level big time.
It's not, it's nothing about money. Like, okay, I got money. This is what I do for fun.
Yeah, basically. Same thing. So, but that's what I'm saying is like, we go through all of our different people. There's going to be different components that we're going to need as far as like work that they're suited for. And because they're actually a part of something that matters and cares and going to get paid well for it, it's like, dude, it's a win-win for so many people, you know? And then at that point, now it's like we get to keep our family really tight. Everybody's hooked up and we're just promoting our community, being good people and making the world a better place and having fun while doing it. That'd be dope as shit.
Word.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. That's my focus. Yeah.
Somehow.
But not just straight up ad space, because everything would be like grassroots.
Well, but that's the thing. Nonprofit, there is no ad.
No, there's no ad, but like, you know.
No, it's like PBS.
This is my friend who happens to own this restaurant, you know, and we're just going to talk. But like,
yeah,
you know, while we're talking, hey, maybe you've brought some of your food.
Well, and that's another thing is like, so now when you do.
We're not selling anything. We're just like, wow, this is some really good food.
But now when we're doing true charitable events, whether we're promoting them, being a part of them, you know, hosting, whatever the deal is, when we're doing that stuff, that we can promote out the wazoo because that's about charitable donations and caring for your community. So that's that's the difference, dude. So when it's for profit, no. When it's nonprofit, for when it's, you know, giving back. And
I kind of like that though, because
yeah,
I don't really like the idea of having to do commercials during a broadcast.
No shit, the commercials suck. Everybody hates commercials,
whenever
especially
you hear
nowadays.
That, it's just weird. It's like, oh, do you really support this product? Do you really buy it yourself? I mean, you're like, yeah, whatever. They gave you a free case of this, and you're selling it now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's quite a bit of endorsements from people where, yeah, they don't believe in the product, but I mean, that's why anytime we've ever talked about this kind of stuff.
But it's like it's either that or you don't get a paycheck, you know?
And that's why
part of your...
Yeah, that's why whenever we've talked about this, it's like, no, we're always going to do what's best for us, and we're all three of us have to be on that same page. We're not going to do it. And it's never about the money. It's always about... That's all I do. We keep joking about the whole like merchandising thing. But I have no idea. You need to...
But supporting local is different than, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I keep joking about the whole merchandising thing, but it's like, yeah, I never want to charge for what we're doing. Like our conversations, getting people out there to be supported and loved and getting the community taken care of, like all that kind of stuff. That shit should always be free. I mean, I always talk about like the free education aspect, right? Same regard. Dude, what we're doing, I very much feel is a educational component, is very much a community supporting component. And, you know, I mean, we're a couple of jackasses, so it's very entertaining as well, but, you know, so.
Yeah, well, that's true. And we're drinking too. That's what happens. Just get all loosey-goosey on the mic. But, you know, I kind of wish there was something like this. You know, that's what, yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, and I mean, freaking Larry K said this on his show tonight, where he was like, he played one of the tracks that was like 7 minutes or some shit. And he's like, find a radio station that'll do that nowadays. And I was just like, that's a really good point, dude. Because I mean, like with me, like doing the whole hip hop show that I'm putting together, which by the way, I have episode 1 relatively mapped out. I think all the tracks in you know correct order so that I think it plays out as best as possible.
So this one you're not doing any dialogue on it, or you left space for that as well?
Well, there's space for dialogue. The timing's right where I can still do an intro and an outro, you know, with station ID and all that kind of stuff. Because I mean, that's just, you know, you got to do that. So it's like, you know, a 59-minute show or something, or 58 and 40 seconds or something like that, you know, so I can do intro and outro and stuff. But this is all of those tracks put together, doing the cool Herc intro, outro, and then just a whole slew of East Coast, West Coast stuff in there from pretty much the 70s, 80s. Actually, no, all 80s. And I think the oldest track is like 93 or 94. So it's like 83 to like 93. So it's like a 10-year spectrum on the first. Oh, crap. I want to say, well, I'm trying to think how many tracks it is.
Crap.
It's like 9 or 10 songs or something. Maybe 12, like 12 tracks total. Well, because then so like 13 or 14 probably. I'm literally adding it. I'm like, I know. That's how my brain works. I'm sorry. But yeah, no. So it's where the hell were you at with all that? Jesus Lord, I lost track. I know it's bad beer. It's great. Yeah, but I'll send that track to you too, so you can give me some feedback on that. But yeah, no, that's what it was. So yeah, with Larry K, where he's like he's like, yeah, let's see another radio station do that, and putting that stuff together. I was like, you know what, this is really cool because I can put that extended cut that's like 5 minutes long, 7 minutes long. And people,
oh yeah, that's right.
And the people listening are going to be like, "Yo, they're playing holy shit!" Like,
yeah, he played like a 19-minute track or something ridiculous. Like
I don't know how long it was. I don't know. It's like Stranglehold.
And then he played another long one, right?
12 minutes long.
He was playing like Yes or something like that. It was like super long track.
But that's a great thing, and again going back to like the whole community supporting, but for free kind of a thing. I still want to be able to do radio content in that fashion, because I mean, this is all right. So realization, literal, like just had realization. When I was younger, I always kind of did the hated being in front of the camera kind of a thing. Like I didn't want to be the center of attention. And as I've gotten older, I've realized that I'm okay with it. And it's, I'm kind of actually pretty decent at it, commanding an audience kind of a thing. But I'm really, with the past year of us doing this, really just settling into the idea of, I'm really cool with being behind the camera as in off camera, but totally on mic.
Right.
I don't mind being a part, like I'm cool with being a part of everything. However, I'm cool with being heard and not seen.
Well, I mean, I like the idea that it's audio only broadcast for right now. Yeah. I like the idea that it's an audio only, but it's not to say that couldn't, add another dimension to it. But I don't think it would ever. I think this should stay the way it is. You know what I mean?
What do you mean? What, green room or what we're doing in general?
Just what we're doing in general. I mean,
it's gonna. Dude,
not to say that there other things couldn't branch off of this, but what I'm saying is this needs to stay like in this organic grassroots area.
Well, and that's exactly my whole point of like the nonprofit community building kind of a thing, and why it should always be free. That's why I'm like, I don't want to advertise. I don't want to. If this is supposed to be this thing that it's going to be, it's just going to do it, and we don't need to force it. We just kind of need to sit back and let it build itself, which is kind of what we've been doing, and it's honestly done it itself. From small critiques from others listening, to our guy Adam, like, telling us some, this, that, whatever else. Like, we've been making changes, some conscious, some subconscious, but overall, there's been a smoother consistency between what we do.
So you want to sign up to do voiceover work on the side? Well, did you even look at that? I mean,
yeah, I checked it out.
Were you considering that?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I was.
You didn't register or anything, right?
Oh, no.
It was okay. I mean, I looked at it. I was like, that'd be neat. But like, how much do I have to put out effort-wise before I actually start getting a paycheck back from that? You know what I mean? Is it?
Well, and so, I don't know. Well, she's going to pop off in a second.
You have to be on a union.
Yeah, we're going to have
pay
some
dues.
Weird noises and stuff, but fuck it.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, no, no, that's more for the listeners than fuck it. Dude, it's green room. I don't give a shit. I ain't hosting nothing right now. Well, so the cool thing with you and I doing what we're doing with the radio station specifically, as we do these intros and outros and station IDs and all that kind of stuff, we get freaking, we're literally doing it for free, and we're also building our portfolio. So,
right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I mean,
so I said the thing is, we're gonna go ahead, talk.
building our portfolio. Like, well, I mean, you kind of left me hanging there with the portfolio thing.
Well, yeah, this way you can talk. This way you can talk about it.
Dude, talking about kind of just building a brand, right? I mean, is that what you mean by a portfolio?
Well, no. So, I mean, us taking like each piece and whatever. So, like every time we do an intro, outro, all those stuffs, every time I put one together and create them, and then take like alternate track, like, so us every time we do one of those, which could have been like one take of whatever you did, and I put it on 3 different tracks. That's now 3 different pieces, but that becomes, your tape or your reel, where it's all these different components where somebody can literally listen to your work and see your ability to do it.
Oh, as far as like production engineer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I thought you were talking like a branding thing as far as the ITY kind of, well, which was your idea, right? This was just something we did. It was your idea to just freaking hook up mics and start.
Yeah, but for totally different reasons. Because, like, seriously, I
never thought anybody would even want to rebroadcast this, much less listen to it.
I know, and then we come to find we got people that support us, and then now we're starting to get more people who are like coming on as guests and stuff, and like.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to start hearing from people's personal stories. I think that's something that would
we're getting there. It's coming, man.
Because it's not, and I keep joking around with you about this on and off mic, because it's not about us. And like, this is not a popularity contest. I don't want to be famous. Like, that's not what this is about.
No, I'm pretty sure we kind of do this in a fashion where at least for you especially, you really get to hide who you are. Because, I mean, that was kind of important to you.
But my picture is out there.
Well, but so those who know you kind of know the whole spiel. But that's the thing is, like, as we've been doing this, you've also been putting yourself out there more where you can let people know who you are, even though you're not truly divulging you. Because technically what we do here is we are characters.
In a sense.
Yeah, we're actors portraying these people that we've made that are facsimiles of.
That's kind of what it's become. I mean, initially for anybody who's never listened before.
Excuse me.
Initially, it was you and I would sit around just kind of like, drink a couple beers and get wasted, and
you and me,
and just tell, and just I don't even know, like tell stories, like talk about what if, and it just kind of like morphed into this thing, but it's still the same, but it's different. You know what I mean? Like, but the whole idea of like, in order for me to get my point across, I may use movie references, movie quotes, song lyrics.
But I mean, that's how our brains work. So I mean, that's how I get it.
It just kind of became this. I don't know. Just became this thing.
Well, see, and that's like we've always had these talks, like we have. And we've always had.
Yeah, first year we were hanging out. We started talking.
Dude, when we were.
And it wasn't. It's
freaking
not
13 and 14, man.
It's not always deep.
30 years ago. But it was like, even if it was. I mean, we could be talking about freaking, Warner Brothers cartoons. And somehow or another, there was still something.
Bro, I remember the first time we had like a heart to heart. We were chilling out on like the drainage ditch in your folks' development. Right down at the bottom, it's smoking cigarettes on the sly.
Yeah, that was my skate spot.
And my high school sweetheart, like we were having issues at the time, and I remember.
Dude, no, bro, we met in junior high. We were in middle school together.
but I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I remember that
Particular. But yeah,
dude, we were hanging out way before that.
Was I 15 or 15, 16?
When all that shit happened? Well, no, are we talking... Wait, hold on. Yeah, no. This is when... All right, so
I'm seriously
this is...
trying to remember what...
Yeah, this is when you went into high school because you were a grade above me. Yeah, you went into high school and that's when you two I think it was over the summer because you were going into high school and triple swords, bro.
Oh, word.
Triple swords. I know, right? You rode your motorcycle. You gonna get messed up. Maybe you gonna sleep on the couch tonight. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna hang out and eat some snack food until I get
Yeah, I'll make us some fucking food.
And I don't have to wake up early, so it's all good.
I'll take care of you. But yeah, no. So I remember it was. I want to say it was the summer when you were going into high school because that's when you all, the one chickie, you all split up because she was just like, well, and it was like, yeah, it was like summertime and we're going to high school and I think I might be moving as well. So deuces. And I think she did move too, didn't she? I think she did.
I know, dude, it's so long
30
ago
fucking
now,
years ago, dude.
I don't even care anymore, but I just remember it was one of those things that's imprinted on my memory because there was a lot of emotional stuff going on. And it was like, you're probably one of the, you're like, dude, like the only dude at the time that I could talk to like that.
Well, yeah, we've always been very accepting. Not even just of each other, just in general. We've always been very accepting.
What was that black sheep? We never had that conversation, but the black sheep thing.
What's that?
Neither one of us was Mr. Popularity. Neither one of us was...
I was friends with like everybody, but I wasn't like...
But it was never...
Because we never wanted to be the cool kids.
It was like, oh yeah, I know him or know of him, but it wasn't...
Yeah, I fucking knew everybody because
Neither one of us was the popular kid. You know what I mean? We were kind of...
See, all right, so here's the deal.
See, now I don't use the word outcast because that's a totally different thing.
No. So
it's more like an outlier.
No,
you know
what I mean?
That you're able to kind of bounce in between all these different groups. And
so here's the deal. I very much, going through high school, agree with what you're saying in that sense because it's like... Yeah, I didn't think I was the cool kid. I didn't think tons of people... We're always just like, oh, I know that dude or whatever else. I just, I knew people, they knew me, it was whatever. So, I pretty much knew everybody because I get along with everybody, hey, cool. However, retrospect, graduating out of high school, having a few different large scale school events and having outside perspective because I was in the midst of those events. So two events specifically was so you always we always had the Mr. West contest, right? Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Which I was not in. However, a buddy of ours was, and I was a part of his sketch because you had to do a sketch, right?
I'm trying to remember this now.
Well, no, you weren't there because we're a grade below you.
Oh. Yeah, that's right.
So here we are as seniors, and I'm, again, completely clueless to all this kind of shit because this is retrospect. This is stuff that's been told to me from other people. My mom as one of them, but, a couple other friends and whatever else. But yeah, so the Mr. West contest, and then also at graduation, when I went on stage... And again, this wasn't my performance. This was our dude's performance. And I was just like a prop, basically. Yeah, I really was. I walked on stage. I was on stage for like all of 10 seconds at best. And yet somehow that was like one of the biggest moments of the whole contest where like everybody went totally apeshit when I came out on stage. And I had no clue because you're up on stage. You don't really hear it that well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's a little different.
Well, auditoriums are designed so that the audience
sound goes out. Yeah.
Yeah, the audience's sound doesn't really get up on stage, but the sound from the stage really makes it out to the audience.
Propagates. Or no, it doesn't propagate. You don't want it to propagate. It actually continues. Yeah, it continues to go.
Right.
outward.
So I don't really get to hear this relative reaction or whatever else. However, once the whole show's done and, you know, people were this, that, and it's like I kept hearing over and over again, me popping out on stage was like, oh my God, where the hell did that come from? Like nobody expected. It's like, oi, where'd that come from? Yeah, me, I fucking left stage, just like, do my thing.
Is that why you like that quote so much?
Maybe, I don't know, right?
Oi.
And then graduation, same thing. When they call my name, where we're getting, you know, diplomas and all that, you can't really hear because we were it was like thunderstorming outside and we all got shoved in the gymnasium. So it was like horrible acoustics. So every time everybody gets up, you're just like, oh, so like you don't hear nothing. I get told afterwards that there was like so many people cheering this, that, and the other. It's like when it was my name that was called, it was just like all of a sudden, it was like, holy crap. You know, it was one of those more memorable things where it's just like, dude, it was coming from, like, it was over there and over there. I don't even know what that guy was saying, but and then this kid is just like, holy crap. And you could hear people in the hallway, like my name resonated. And I was just like, so me thinking all of that experience, I'm not really the cool or popular kid. Come to find out, like, holy crap. Like,
Yeah, I never had that experience.
I just thought it was like everybody was just, oh, hey, what's up? Like, you know, it's just like, oh, that's,
I never had that. I always prided myself on being the person that could slip through, well, pretty much, you know, junior high, high school, and then working in the corporate world, just slip by unnoticed as much as possible.
Well, so, but that's why I'm like, I want to agree with your statement of that because that's what I was doing. And so while here I am, I'm thinking like I'm totally on the slide.
But you got some clout somehow from...
Because I was just that person that was just like cool with everybody because I am, you know what I mean? And so here it is. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not trying to like show off and be like, oh, look at me. Oh, I'm so peaceful. Everybody look. No, I'm just being me, trying to avoid as much conflict because of all the bullshit in my past that I could care less. I'm just like, yo, I'm freaking 15, 16. I'm going through puberty. I'm just trying to like, leave me alone. I got hormones.
But even, I think even at that time, how many of the 4 agreements were you kind of in tune with? I mean,
you know what? Honestly, then,
like the way you put yourself out there, I mean, don't you think that has maybe something to do with it is the fact that you hold yourself to a higher standard. You know what I mean?
So very like, I'm all right, legit on just what you said.
The 4 agreements specifically.
Well, so retrospect, right? Being able to look back. And so when I was younger, I had a much different level of confidence, you know, like pre-20s. I was almost cocky, but still humble about it. It was just like, dude, if I could do something, I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And it's not because I'm trying to brag. It's just like, yeah, no, I have pride in the fact that I've learned how to do these things, right? And I do them well. It's not just like, oh, I know about that. Oh, yeah, no. It's like, yeah, I got that. Because otherwise I wouldn't bark up.
It's not like you're even being a show off. It's this is what I do it well, and I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, because it was only like certain things where all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, I'm willing to put myself out there. And there's other things where it was like, hey, I may not be great at this, but I'm at least willing to do it. You know, like doing music and stuff when I was younger and stuff. You know what I mean? Because I mean, it's just like.
But I'm saying like the ability at a young age to be able to be fully honest with everybody, you know, and somehow avoid judgment in a lot of cases, because people kind of look at that and they go, you know what? I may not agree with you, but you're totally upfront and honest and straightforward with me. And it's just like, you can't fake that. And that's something that's I think that cuts across all kinds of social boundaries. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, which I think you and I, to some extent, have always, I'm like, I don't know if that's something about you calling me an empath, but that's something I think you and I have always had about, like social, being able to bounce between different social circles. You know?
That's very much exactly that.
Like I've always kind of thought of myself as a chameleon.
Well, but yeah. So anyway, so going back to my spiel about all that was, so here I am coming to this realization. So, you know, again, retrospect, going back to, you know, when I was younger, having that level of confidence, even though it was more of a, like you put it, I no longer gave a crap about who thought I was an asshole or not.
Oh, like yeah.
Yes, I mean,
I made that decision. Yeah.
Right, I'm literally like 13, 14, 15, and I've dealt with enough crap in my life already that I'm just like, F all this crap.
People are either going to accept me or reject me, but if I'm not myself, what point is there to any of this?
Yeah, because I mean, you can back me up on this. At that point in time, like literally 13, 14, 15, if I wasn't hanging out with you, I was at Cheapskates. I was going to the skate park.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was going to the skate park like 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week. Just like when I got into like shooting pool, I did the same thing. That was my new sport.
You're just all in
when I get in, I get in, but so here I am
like 2 or 3 leagues at the same time. Because they play on different nights or whatever.
Well, no, I did a 9-ball league by myself, and then I did team 8-ball. And then, I did pick up like 5 and 9 games, but I mean, that was always like hustle shit. Yeah, 5 and 9 is like, dude, that's when you like partner up with somebody and you find a sucker to pay for your table time and make some money. I mean, you only walk out with like $20, but you also like wind up, playing like 3-4 hours for the night, and you ain't even got to pay for that. So your night costs you nothing, and you walk out with a little cash. But that's another conversation. Anywho, so retrospect.
I never took advantage of that. Like, I was a pretty good pool player, but I never took advantage of that when I was younger. I probably should have. But I mean, I've talked to plenty of guys who were like, I came here with $5 in my pocket. I played all night, had fun, had drinks, snacks, and I'm leaving with $10.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, man. But I mean,
I didn't actually.
This is a whole nother conversation.
I didn't lose any money tonight.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation about how to like make money, keep your money, and like why millionaires, like true millionaires, they don't just look like they're millionaires, wear like sweatsuits and drive Hondas.
Is that kind of like when hot bitches go out at night, like they don't have to spend a dime?
No, that's another conversation. But yeah, so retrospect, I had a level.
I played APA pool as well.
Nice.
So now if you lived in this area, just saying, wink, wink, there's tons of teams, wink, wink, we could totally use you, wink, wink, you can hang out more often, wink, wink. So I was confident without being confident because I just didn't give a shit
without
anymore.
Being cocky, yeah.
Well, and that's why I was like, I was just on that line of cocky where I want to say it was probably pretty split, where it was like 50-50, where 50% of the people looked up at me. It was just like, yo, that's just a very confident person. And, they kind of and literally like looked up to me.
The other half
is like looking down at me and just like, look at this cocky motherfucker. Oh, what do you see? Oh, he don't know shit. Oh, this my just
but
talking.
That's what they see. I mean, you can't.
But that's
you
lovers
can't change
and haters.
that. And you know that
right
now. That's all perception. Like, you can't change that.
But when I was younger, I didn't even see it because I could care less.
What they're seeing is the hatred in their own heart for the fact that they can't achieve that on their own, whatever it is.
Yeah, further, depths, understanding. Yeah, totally get that.
But hey, it's not cocky because, like, if there's one thing I can do.
Well, so here's the thing.
I'm doing really good, but there's one thing I can do. So it's not like I'm cocky.
Getting from like, teenage into my early 20s, confidence that I didn't even realize that I had. So again, retrospect, like looking back on stuff, fuck yeah, I was doing stuff like, dude, when I was skateboarding, BMXing, rollerblading, playing guitar, DJing, like any of that shit, none of it mattered what I was doing. I was so confident because I didn't care what anyone else thought. I was just like, I was doing it for me. And then like early 20s into early 30s, this is when I like had my kid and like try to like settle down, all that kind of shit. I literally lost myself. I was now becoming cocky because I was compensating for the fact that things weren't going the way I wanted them to.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Right. So I kind of lost myself.
Because, like cocky and like somebody who's showboating, like they don't truly believe it. That's why they're putting it out there like that. Because
they're not trying to get you to believe it. They're trying to get themselves to believe it.
And maybe by getting you convinced,
that's one way.
Themselves. Yeah.
But it's also the fact that they're like putting it, because if as much as I can put that energy out there,
we're going to psychoanalyze ourselves right now.
I already have. That's why, like, when you asked me, I was like, yeah, no, I got this. Already done this. Well, because, fast forward, I'm in my 30s. Exactly. You have to. So yeah, fast forward, a decade, I'm in my 30s, come to realize what I've been doing is not working. I no longer feel like who I felt like, even though I didn't know why it was, I felt, it was the confidence, and it wasn't even confidence. It was just the fact I didn't give a shit.
Well, there was, and let's be real, somewhere in that period of time was during our falling out.
It was
because there was an awkwardness, definitely when fatherhood hit. There was an obvious difference in your demeanor.
Well, because I had to take care of my family.
Well, and rightfully,
dude, I was like straight hustling that point.
You felt the pinch of shit. I've got somebody that needs to look up to me now, and like, oh crap.
And you know what? All right. So looking back on it now, you're absolutely correct. However, in the moment,
changes your whole demeanor. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. However, in the moment, because as you said that, it literally like popped in. I'm a dad. I'm the man. I'm the household keeper. I'm the provider. I'm the bacon bringer. Like I'm the fucking shiznit. And that was still my cockiness because I was compensating.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying on the inside, like the first time I had that realization, I'm like, holy crap, I got somebody else whose life depends on me.
Just scary, right? And
it's like when you come to that realization that you're like, and this is what I tell any young person listening right now. And I don't know to define young, I guess.
And why is it going to be young? Because maybe old can learn too.
Maybe, but I'm just saying.
Everyone can learn.
I'm just saying, and it could even be in your 20s, but any young person out there that doesn't yet have somebody who who depends on them on a daily basis for, sustenance and basic needs, that it changes you. I mean,
hard.
And maybe at first it's not entirely for the best, but it's aimed at this higher purpose of it's no longer about me anymore.
All right, I want to give,
and that's a tough realization to come to too. Is that it's no longer about me anymore. So I'm a means to an end to support this child until they're ready to join the adult, and then I can go on my own vacation.
I want to tell my realization story. I think this needs to be told. So I am 25, right? When I had my kid. So long story short, because I don't really need to air it. But no, I don't need to air everything out here, but things weren't always the best between my daughter's mom and I and whatever else. But, we've worked through it. We're great. It's awesome.
It's water under the bridge now.
Dude, it's beyond that. Yeah. We have great relationships. Everything is functioning. Like, it's beautiful. It takes time. Like, hey, dude, patience, perseverance. Yeah, totally awesome. So my realization moment is I am at the birth of my child. They yank her out. they pretty much, they really do. Yanks her out, does this, wipes off, cuts, blah, 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 whatever. All of a sudden, from birthing, she gets shoved into, I don't even know what room this is, but they're weighing, measuring, poking, prodding. I mean, they're checking all, and I get it. I totally get it. In the moment, I wanted to murder this nurse. However, so first realization moment.
I know where you're at right now.
Oh,
but it's just funny because like that baby it's not, I mean, it's there, but I'm saying it's not.
So here's the thing is.
It's not traumatic as you think it is.
Oh, dude.
It seems like it is, but.
So here it is. My daughter is 5 minutes into this world and is screaming bloody murder because she's literally being poked, prodded, scraped.
Well, she's been in the comfiest place in the world for 9 months.
No, it's beyond that. It has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with the realization that I had.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No. I get what you're saying. Like, so again, retrospect. Yeah, I totally get it. However, in the moment.
I want to hear this realization. So,
in the moment, here I am, my possession, my pride, my legacy, this thing that I must care and cherish and provide for, right, is all of but 5 minutes in this world and is being tortured, right? And here's the deal. The only thing between me and this child from protecting her from this is a piece of glass. Literally and I can see this taunting me.
Was there like some kind of animal reaction welling up within you? Like,
dude, I wanted to, like Wolverine style werewolf, like, and like just like bust through, murder this nurse, like a
why is it always the dinosaur sound?
No, that would see, those are totally different noises.
My dinosaur sound. No, yours is the sickly chicken. As we go.
I can't even make that noise.
Like the one finger claw. Like don't.
The one finger. Like what is?
No,
Charlie, stop.
The claw. You know. Look out! It's the claw. Yeah. Don't do that.
So yeah, here I am with a piece of glass. 1/4 inch of see-through protective material.
Like, I'm gonna jump through this shit right now and strangle your.
Oh, I want to make an example of you and like lynch you up in the middle of the square, just like intestines hanging out, Scream style. Just like, touch my daughter. Go ahead. Thank you. PSA that shit. You know what I mean? But yeah. So,
well,
so here I am like freaking out because my job is to protect this innocent entity. And I can't even get through a 1/4 inch piece of glass to save her. I was like, I felt so helpless, so quick. 5 minutes of this child being, and I like the gambit of emotions of having a child set in. I was just like, some bitch, this was going to be like, a little bit.
When you feel that sense of helplessness, let it and I'm just being totally honest, just let it wash.
Yeah.
Just let it wash over.
Well, yeah, because, all right, again,
just let it wash over.
Retrospect, learning my lesson.
It's a healthy lesson to learn because, truthfully, you are never in control.
So, extension, kid's getting ready to go to Cali, right? She's moving out in a few months, going to college, doing her thing. All right, cool, love it, right? Everybody in the family's, oh my God, and I'm just like, I mean, hey, you're growing, you got to do. Because I had that moment, and many others, but because I had that moment and things of that nature to really give me, like you just said, that real understanding of like, you know what, you don't get to choose the cards you dealt. However, you do get to choose how you play them. And that was a really honest understanding of like that in its sense. So, I mean, and that's kind of like that spot in my life where I like kind of broke and like, it was this cockiness because there was this, I don't know how to be a dad.
It's a lot of,
what I mean? Like,
it's a lot of change in a very short period of time because at one point you're talking about, a young girl that you just have a romantic relationship. And then like suddenly this kind of comes into the picture and it's like, not that you don't love, absolutely 100%, 110% what you have right now with your daughter, but it may have not been exactly what you wanted at the time. But when something like that happens and it's so magnificent and it doesn't just make you feel like this big.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, yeah, I'm
making a very small gesture with my 2 fingers.
Yeah, right.
With my thumb and forefinger.
And that's what I mean is like, yeah, I felt completely, dude, I mean, yeah, I was humbled beyond belief. And I think that's where I had like that breakdown because, now not only do I have to provide for this child, but I've also signed on for like providing for, my partner, because again, I'm coming from this understanding of like, I am man, I am provider. I will do it all. And like, and I did, because I mean, I was a stay-at-home dad and I still had my shop at the time. That's when I had my first modification shop. So I'm like building cars at night to like hang out with my kid during the day so that my partner can work and we can still spend time together and still have kid time. And like, You know, I did everything I could, and I was literally faking it till you make it. And, you know, it wasn't until I got into my 30s and started questioning things, and then started getting my, you know, scholastic career, like really started getting my education. And like you said, just kind of like leaned into it to the fact of just like, fuck it. You know what? You know,
Well, and
I'm going to do my best. And this goes back to your original question of all that stuff. So retrospective, like from high school all the way up to this, having my daughter is the worst and also the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me.
isn't that just like life?
But life is full of irony, and that's legit what it is. So she's legit like the worst and best thing that ever happened to me, and I will never regret.
Well, I was going to say one thing that differs in your story than with mine is that you had to come to the difficult realization that the mother of the child that you had was not necessarily like a healthy relationship for you. And to finally be able to, I mean, so you were dealing with a lot of stuff
without even realizing it.
Like, so
it wasn't until my early 30s, mid 30s when I started to really like.
I'm giving my props. That's a lot of pressure to be under.
I know, retrospect. That's why I'm like, yo, bro, that's why I think I have the confidence.
Come to the realization that it doesn't make you less of a man because you have to let this woman go because it's unhealthy.
No, it makes me more of a man because I realized,
right. But and then making sure that you have a strong connection with your child,
dude. That is
priority.
My kid is,
and it's been priority as far as I can figure. After we figured out, okay, she's not good for me, but that baby's mine.
Well, see, and that's the thing. So again, this is why like her leaving, everybody's like, oh my God. I'm just like, no, we good.
She's got to leave the nest somehow. I mean, sometime.
But see, so this is the same thing as how I run like my companies. Me being a manager and owner, when I look at whoever I bring in staff wise, my job as your leader, as your superior, you know, as your whoever, being the fact that I'm above you and whatever the hierarchy is, my job is not to tell you what to do. My job is to teach you to do what you do so well that it could literally replace me in that capacity and put me out of work, which means that you either do so.
Whatever.
No. You either do so by replacing me, or you realize your true worth and beyond and say, hey, I gotta go. My job as a leader is to teach you to be a leader.
To teach you to move on.
To be on at least that level of me being better than you better.
Are you making a parallel between management and parenthood?
It's the same thing, bro. No, that is, but bro, no. So think about it.
It's true. There's a lot of parallel there.
So think about this. I always say I treat everybody like they're my kid, and those who know me understand that I treat my kid as an equal. So to understand that, you need to realize, hey, yeah. So whether you're under me, you know, you're a subordinate, I'm your superior, whatever.
I'm not superior without you.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I understand that there is that giving and receiving.
If any management out there is listening, this is a very important lesson. Because,
but bro, that's why I always use the
just because I give you direction doesn't mean I'm over you. You know what I mean? I make more money because I got a lot more pressure than you do.
Well, no, but so
like, because most people would be honest with you, be like, bro, I don't want that pressure. I'd rather be a workhorse.
As an owner, I never made more than any of my full-time staff. When I had that opportunity, I made sure everybody under my authority.
Well, until you truly make it, I think that's what usually happens.
If you're doing it right, correct. If not doing it for free.
Like if you're at the point where you can open several other restaurants.
So true entrepreneurs know that when you're trying to make it in the get-go, you have to have 2 to 3 jobs so that you can support your one venture, so that you can get to 2 ventures, 3 ventures, blah, 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 and build your portfolio.
Well, because the whole idea is not to have to work again for the rest of your life, right?
No, I feel
Isn't that what is the quote?
No, it's to feel like that you don't work. So it's not that you're not putting in effort. What do they say? If you enjoy what you do, you never worked a day in your life.
If you do what you enjoy, right.
Yeah, you'll never work a day in your life.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So
you have to work to enjoy the ability to enjoy the
you got
the actual job.
But to me, that's the idea of real retirement is you bust your hump for the first few decades so that the last few, you literally get to enjoy your life before you retire. Like, what's the point of busting your hump to just be able to I'm now like decrepit and old and falling apart?
Yeah,
now I'm going to go live. No, you ain't. You dying already.
Now I can't skip a cigar boat across the freaking Delaware, at 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what, dude, finding balance.
Why not?
Finding balance, man. That's for real, for real.
That's what I always thought was funny. Every time you look at somebody, and I'm just making a generalization, but just, you look at somebody who's driving a Corvette, and it's always the guy. But
what kind of Corvette?
He's retired, and honestly, he's driving it about 10 miles to go to his golf course or whatever.
Oh, that guy.
And
the same dude that's got the Cadillac, and he's just cruising doing 25 and a 50. You're like, bro, that's a North Star. Open that bitch up.
Well, even if he opens
you
it
got
up,
a V8 under the hood.
And I'm not judging. I'm just saying it seems like that guy was always
you're judging. It's okay.
Well into his 50s or 60s at least.
No, 60s into 70s.
60s and over.
Yeah, if not 70s into 80s. Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Yeah, I know that guy. I like that guy. Hey, he has his place in this world too.
Nothing wrong with that guy.
There's everything right with that guy.
There's everything right with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I say the same thing about those Harley riders. I mean,
which ones?
And no
There's
judgment. You're 60 years old, riding around on the weekends with chaps on.
As long as they're not assless.
No judgment. I'm just saying.
Hold on, Ethel.
Only thing I have to tell you, and this is truly just out of love, wear a goddamn helmet. That's all I'm saying. I love you all. Wear a goddamn helmet. It only makes fucking sense. You know what I mean? You're moving on a bicycle that goes 120 miles an hour. Wear a fucking helmet.
I'm going to add to your point, good sir. First time I had a fall in traffic.
Oh.
Right? So, I mean,
did you have an almost out of body experience when it happened?
No.
That's a whole nother story, probably.
I've done enough athletic things in my past. This is not a joke.
Girlfriends, etc.
No, I'm talking. I'm talking literal sports output, like riding BMX, doing skateboarding, boogie boarding, all these kinds of things. Y'all can judge if you want, fucking haters.
They all sound like stripping names.
I did enough that I had gotten used to the idea of adrenaline so that when your brain and everything, and it just kind of slows down. So when I got to those moments,
your brain doesn't slow down.
No, everything else does because your time perception modifies. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to that place where it was just like,
what is
that Sherlock Holmes shit.
What is time really?
Yeah, no shit.
What is it?
But
because when you can slow stuff down, dude, that's a better description, but that's what it kind of feels like an out of body experience because it's everything really does.
In comparison to your perception of time as you knew it then, yeah.
Because I'm recalling getting into a car accident. I got in a car accident. My girlfriend in the passenger seat was not wearing her seatbelt, even though I was yelling at her to do so.
You're not the yelling type.
This shit just came out of nowhere, and it was the weird raw experience of that.
Came with 40s and blunts.
You came over with 40s and blunts, man.
Yo, what's that got to do with my guillotine?
No, I'm just saying.
You put the mic. Yeah.
The experience. It was super slow.
Yeah.
And it was weird because I remember the first thing I remember was odd about it was I always thought a car accident would be like a crash, but it's not. It's more like a pop. It's like a pop and a fizzle. It's weird. It's not a crash. Yeah, from an outsider's perspective, it's a crash.
Yeah, dude.
But when you're inside the car, it's this weird, it's like a pop.
Well, yeah, because there's this silence
within the cabin or something.
Well, no, so there's this silence as you kind of, my understanding would be there's this relative silence as you go from our time space understanding to that elongated.
There is a silence. It's weird.
Well, yeah, but it's almost like the calm before the storm, because it's almost your body goes into this reactive mode where it's about having control. So it's only ingesting so much information or data so that the other senses shut down, that you get to that point that when they finally do engage, they all kind of like cluster up and it's just like, whoosh, and it's back to reality. It's just like, oh, okay. What? And you get that like,
oh, it's
that half a second of the actual impact turns into, 5, 10, 15 seconds in your perception. And then as it comes, so that's why I'm like,
it comes back slowly over the next couple seconds, but a couple seconds to perception at that rate seems like forever.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. Kind of like an out of body experience, because it really is. Because
weren't you saying that like a half an hour ago?
Was it a half an hour ago? Oh, yeah, we got to go. We are way over.
Nobody.
Anyway, what? Jason, what? I don't know, man.
This silence is really good right now. This is a really good sign here. That's what
we got. Plenty of room for silence.
Oh shit!
I'm saying.
Oh shit!
We got to do this, and I got to.
Shit! Yo, he already said he needs me to make him some fucking food and shit.
I'm saying.
He needs some noodles.
No, I got some hearty.
You will not let me have double noodle anymore.
Hell no! After the last 2 times.
What'd you do?
You were there. You're aware of his situation. You know how he gets when he's all double noodled up.
Get all carved up.
He's got to be like prefaced out as a. He'd be like, I'm going to go ahead and tell you ahead of time. This is going to be a wild ride, and I have no clue. Let's begin. It's just like, what? What? They're like, hi, welcome to I'm Telling You. He just took. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. And then he apologized. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hijack the mic. I'm going to have to go. You can take over. I'm done speaking. However, and then just goes on another 5 minutes. I was just like, what the?
Would you need to close this down, because
no more double noodles.
I really have to pay.
Easy there, Elvis.
Okay. All right. Well,
that's what it looked like.
So have fun.
I'm saying, must have had me.
You're lucky.
Must have had
this
me.
Is where being remote is dope.
16 Dr.
You don't have to put up with this on break, and I gotta cook him food.
This,
and he doesn't always do his dishes. I gotta remind him.
He got
this
to
is the
put up
worst
with
odd
this.
couple ever.
You're talking about me like I'm a.
By the way, I love you.
Like I'm an object. This.
You are
I gotta
an
put
object.
up with this.
I do. Well, how do you want to identify?
Dude, that beer is strong. I'm just gonna say that right now. I need something to eat.
What is this, like a 7%?
I want to identify as hungry.
Identify as
Yeah, no, I ate before he got here because, I'm responsible.
I mean, I ate too. It just wasn't enough.
I rolled my eyes when I said that. It's cool.
You did.
We went out.
It's all right. It was implied.
Yeah, no, all right, cool. Let's take a break. Let's go out. I'm telling you. That's what I'm aiming for.
If you enjoy Green Room, definitely got to check out ITY at directionsinmusic.org.
You and ITY.
With your host, Philly D.
I'm not a host. Well, wait, no. When I'm on, I'm telling you I'm a host.
We're discussing ITY with your host.
Yeah. No, then I would be Philly D.
Okay, that's what we're saying. Yeah, and then I would be Gemini.
I mean, you are.
I'd be Mr. Gemini, right?
You are Mr. Gemini.
And you could reach me at Gemini, GEMINI, at directionsinmusic.org. But you could do that. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, you can also go. You can go to DMI. You can go DIMs. Yo, he calls it dim now.
Dim?
Shit's hilarious.
It's dim.
Which I think is very ironic.
I feel bright.
Well, because what we're doing is trying to like brighten the world, and we're talking about being on dim, right? It's like some like freaking like Mary Poppins shit.
Well, you got to ease your way
into
it.
It's like spoonful of sugar.
You can't get people the bright light
go down.
You know what I'm saying? You can't get people the bright light like right in their face.
Yo, but
you got to dim it a little.
Stop with the Mary Poppins. So when the spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, they say down, but they actually go up in tone. Cognitive dissonance.
Talk amongst yourselves.
No, it's cognitive dissonance. That's the Mary Poppins effect.
You're losing me right now. I'm just saying.
You never
I think
had
it's
me.
time to take a break. This has been another lovely green room, and we're not going to outro because you don't feel like it.
Oh, do you have glow sticks? Can I get double shots of whiskey? Wait, what's going on?
What? What? We got spirit.
All right, yeah, no.
What?
yeah, we got spirit.
Bro, we got to go.
This is why I love green room. Yeah, no, we do. We do. We do. We do. We
got to go now. All right, come on. You're killing me, Smalls.
Dude, what was I singing earlier? No, I was singing something earlier. What was this shit?
What?
No, for her. It was funny as shit. Oh, dude, I'm gonna fucking remember it later. It's hilarious.
All right, but I got to go pee.
No, because we were waiting for you to log on with us and stuff, and it was something about like waiting for a girl or some shit. There was a song. I'll fucking remember. That's how it comes back around again. Oh yeah. No, it's B-sides in the green room.
We're Philly G.
No, you Gemini. That's what I'm telling you, man. It's the real show. All right, and we thank you all for stopping by.
This is the real show.
Yeah,
and
be good to yourself. Be good to everyone else.
Much love.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.